Hi friends, this is Susie, your Candy Crush guru, here to help you solve the puzzle of level 142 in Candy Crush Friend Saga, where we have 24 moves to find and collect 22 octopuses. And they're all going to be here. It looks like most of these are octopuses, except maybe a couple have something else that looks like maybe a striped or a wrapped. I'm hoping anyway. So notice these arrows that go. It's telling us that gravity is not going to follow its natural rules here. This is like the bottom of the board and this is like the top. So if I make this, gosh, it's a little bit distracting. If I make this fish here, I'm not going to have new candies drop in from the bottom. I'm going to have things fill in from this side. I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. Things bounce through this way. Now if I can pop these seams here, I just need to get one of these hit twice. And there we go. Now things spin around. So my goal is always on these boards, unless there's a good reason not to make moves low to the ground. And this is low to the ground, this right-hand side, and this is the top of the board. So I want to get as close to here as I possibly can. I'm going to go ahead and set this off because it's going to come somewhere along here and help out, right? And I've got my Otis helper on the board. Now a lot of the issue with this is trying to figure out which way things flow and how best to use these. I like where this is right now. It's going to do a swath of 3 by 3, so it's going to open up these octopuses. But then sometimes I've got to figure out like these specials, how they're going to flow. And the more I play this board, the more likely I'll come to understand how that's going to work. So I do this, and now things kind of slide along here, and I try to put things together, but they slide up and down and over at different rates based on whether they're on the inside track or the outside track. Alright, I think I'm going to do this, even though it kind of wastes those stripes. I'm trying to get something over here. Oh, I'm ignoring this and I don't know why, and then of course I didn't take that fish that was over there. But this looks good now. I'm going to make a stripe straight down. Almost set up a striped combo. Things kind of blew up on their own. And now I can set this stripe off and make a fish. That looks good. This is kind of in no man's land. So instead of using that, I'm going to just work down here directly. 6 moves left. See, if I do this move to try to bring this green down, it's not going to happen quite like that. Things are going to flow in this funny fashion. And this stripe that is kind of valuable right now is going to move into a different direction. So I am going to make this move here, which utilized the stripe and made a fish. I can make another fish. I can go crazy from the movement. I think I'll make another fish instead of going crazy. That seems like a better option. Now what? I'm going to do this to try to shift. There we go. We got the green shifted. And now, instead of landing right next to here, it's going to come all the way over to here, which isn't really the best. So I have to figure out what's the best thing to take this out with. Yikes. I think what I'm going to do is set off I'm going to take this first. We'll do that and see if things shift. And I could take out I'm going to do this, which takes this out and sends off a fish. It wasn't enough. But it's tough to get used to how things flow. So let's go ahead and try this again. The last level I played was very similar to this, but when they first introduce a technique or they reintroduce it after it's been gone for a while, they tend to make those levels easier. I think this one's a little bit harder than the last one. So I'm not surprised it's taking me a bit longer. I'm going to make this stripe here and then try to use it while it's here, because I don't want it to come over to this edge. But it might be hard to use there. I need to get the green. Oh, here, I'll just do this. There we go. And this outside edge is, I think, more difficult to get than the inside edge. I like both of those stripes where they are, so I'm going to do this and set things off. I can't remember how long it took me to get to this point before, but I feel like I'm doing fairly well now on this board. And look at that, I've got my stripes lined up. And I can make more things. I can make this stripe, but then it's going to go off to this edge, right? So I'm going to make it into a wrapped candy. Oh, it didn't. It fell down here. See, it takes a long time to get used to this. I'll make a stripe here even though it's going to go up because I may be able to bring it all the way around. Let's actually try to do that. Let's make some things here and bring them through and just practice how things run. Ooh, I like to make this move here. And then I've got my striped wrapped combo. That's going to be handy. Hopefully it'll send off some fish to clear out these guys. There we go. This is the last one. Phew! Got it done. With 8 moves to spare this time round. So obviously getting used to the board really is beneficial. Just kind of stick with it and practice and see how things move. Really get a feel for that if you're struggling. If this was helpful, I'd ask that you consider liking and subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, please put those below and I'll try to respond as quickly as I can. And as always, thanks for watching.